Most of us take our computers and our internet service for granted, unaware that there is such a thing as a digital divide. That's defined as the gap between people who don't have and those who do have access to information systems and communications technology. Richard Hicks is working to close the gap as CEO of Inspiredu. He is someone you should know.
This is the Lift Zone where we do Classroom Training 1 and then there's Classroom Training 2. And so the learners are learning how to get to Microsoft 365 Copilot and learning how to use those resources. So we'll teach them how to sign up and how to get access to that resource and even what good best practices they can use around that. They're going to need that in order to be able to get to some of the other pieces that are needed for them to be able to move forward. They've got to know the software.
I see a lot of seniors in here today.
Yeah. So a lot of seniors, they know how important digital skills is. A lot of the things around Social Security and these government benefits are going to start sending them online. You don't go in there and just take an appointment number anymore. You got to go make your appointment online in order for the Social Security office to see you. Even the application, as you're looking to fill out, you're going to be driven online now. Most of the time, they're not going to give it to you to write down. And so a lot of the seniors are seeing this, and they want to be able to make sure that they're educating themselves on how to get connected to it.
Connecting to the community and being a resource to the community are ingrained in Richard Hicks through his family and their historic farm in Milledgeville. Give me the history of how long your parents have owned that property in Milledgeville.
Oh, wow. That property goes all the way back to slave times, over 200 years. The Hickses were the slaves of the Longinos and the Littles. And that farm was gifted to the Hickses by the slave owners. And my great aunt would always walk with us and tell us the story of how the family was, extended more than just in our central family around the Hickses. It was everyone. The Longinos and the Hickses shared a common bond, and they were able to really connect. And when it was mentioned about passing that land on to the Hickses, I think a lot of the family didn't really believe it because there was no rights. It was not anything that anyone could force to happen. And so the family was gifted that property. It was written. I have one of the original deeds for that. And it has been a beacon for us to be able to share our love for the community, but also be able to feed everybody, because the Hickses were known for feeding a lot of people, and that farm did everything from syrup to making moonshine to planting vegetables, and it always has a warm feel. When I go down there, I feel the peace of how that farm embraced the community.
It's kind of a full circle moment for you. You started farming and you're still farming.
Now we're doing the same thing. We're feeding people through technology. We're making sure that the folks have the technology, the skills, the training, so that when they go out into the world, they're full of, knowledge that could help them. And, what they do with it, we want them to take it forward. But at least we've done our part to make sure that we've had our open door, fed them well, and they can go out with a new look on life.
And you talked about some of your clients being unsheltered. And why is there the need for them to be connected through technology?
We've evolved in places that we have to learn how to adapt. We went from horse carriages to electric cars, and that is a thing we had to adapt to, because believe me, there were still people that wanted to stay on the horse. They thought it was something that was never going to go away. But it is now at a point where you have to embrace it. You cannot stay confined to what technology is going to bring into your world. I always say, if you're not connected, you may as well be on the moon, because connectivity is how you're going to have to access the resources that you need to survive. COVID showed us one piece of it, but it's it's evolving more. COVID expedited what we should have been doing all along. So it's no longer a nice to have, it is how you're going to communicate with the world.
Inspiredu provides free computers as well as training and support to move people from unemployed to employed, something that's hard to do without a computer these days.
Look, they don't give classified ads anymore in the paper. Like, you remember you used to get a paper and you got all these classified ads, you were looking for a job, well, guess what, that's gone. You're not gonna get so much of that. You're gonna, technology's made it easy to find employment at your fingertips. You can surf around rather than going door to door to try to see if someone has a job available. Now you can kind of surf and see what is available. Even looking at places that you think that you wouldn't have a seat at the table, you can go and see what they may have available and how to get there. That's something that was unclear back in those times where you had to depend on written papers and things like that.
It's more than about employment. It's also about digital literacy, safety online, education for school children and the community, recycling computers, and diverting electronic waste to the tune of 376,333 pounds in 2025. So you give people computers. Where do you get them?
So we get those computers from all over, governmental agencies, individuals, companies, folks who are generous. When you get it from all those places, like the food bank with the technology version, we have these same individuals that provide technology to us. And what I really love is that we take these devices and what we call giving them a second life. Giving a device a second life and repurposing is no different what they did back in the day. I remember with my brothers, my folks didn't always go buy a new pair of shoes. Oh, bring your feet over here so we can fit you for these shoes over here. You ain't about to get a new pair. These that you're gonna wear is new to you.
Because of what Inspiredu does, the nonprofit was one of 7 finalists for Kelly Clarkson's The Good Neighbor of the Year Award in 2024. Inspiredu didn't win, but the recognition meant a lot. What did that do for you and for the organization?
It amplified our message. You always look for that credibility point as a nonprofit when you get recognized by a national voice to say, hey, look, this nonprofit is doing good work within the community.
The Atlanta Hawks recognized the organization as a community champion, and I helped unveil the new recognition. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And we saw it first. And there's the gong. When you give $10 for a backpack or donate a backpack, you get to hit the gong.
Yeah, give it a good swing. There you go. There you go. It has been a long journey before gray hair started coming up in the beard, and it was over 10,000 learners we've served as Inspiredu. That's our charge here, and I'm very proud of the work that we continue to do around recycling, repurposing, and educating.